Subscribe our channel. Stay till the end of the stories for more twist and turn. Comment us about what kind of stories you like to hear. AITA, for disinviting my brother to my wedding after he told me being gay is wrong? A little backstory: I've been out of the closet since I was 17, in 2007. When I came out, people in my family said some pretty hurtful things, which I totally expected, being from a Southern Baptist family and God, it hurts to admit this. But my older brother at the time seemed very receptive, surprisingly. He told me that if my dad ever gave me any trouble, to call him and he'd talk to him. That was really the last time we talked about it. Flash forward 13 years, I'm 30 years old, and I'm getting married to my fiancé Scott next year in April, if COVID so graciously allows. I started putting a package together of fun things from my brother and I's childhood, all with the intention of asking him to be my best man. However, he called me 2 weeks ago, claiming he's wanted to talk to me about this for a long time. He went into the long tangent about how being gay is wrong and isn't what God wants. He said he thinks Scott is a nice guy and he loves me, but he doesn't think it's right that we're getting married. It was quite a shock, as Scott and I have stayed with him multiple times when we visit my hometown. To top it off, and what hurts perhaps the most, he said my 3-year-old niece, whom we adore, won't be coming to the wedding because he didn't want to have to explain to her what was going on here. Notice he only said that she wasn't coming to the wedding. I think he fully expected to still be invited after this. His wife, whom he started dating when I was 12, feels the same apparently. My whole dad's side of the family feels the same way they do, but I've already written them off mostly in my mind. My mother is beyond pissed and upset at them. I think what upsets me the most is a sense of betrayal. They were my safe spot in the family. I felt like because they're close to my age and younger and went to college, they would understand and it wouldn't be a big deal to them. I almost feel a bit embarrassed because Scott comes from a wonderful Italian Catholic family, and they've never been anything less than loving and supportive. I told them that, on what is supposed to be one of the happiest days of my life, if they or anyone else is sitting in the audience and, in the back of their mind thinking that what we're doing is wrong or not right, they should just stay home. I know my brother and family love me, but it feels up to a point, conditional, and limited. I told them that they learned being gay is wrong, they weren't born not liking gay people. So they can unlearn it, if they were willing. But I don't think that's going to happen. Abso-fucking-lutely. This saddens me every time I hear about it. One of my 3 sons is gay. I have seen how badly some of his boyfriends have been treated by their families. So many have said I wish my father was like you. Not because I'm a special father, but simply because I accept my son's sexuality and treat him exactly as I do the other 2. They all get the same amount of bullshit, insults, teasing and sarcasm. Summer 2018, one of my son's exes announced he was getting married and asked me if I would stand in as his father to walk him down the aisle. It broke my heart that he needed to ask, but I said of course, yes. Last year I did it again for my son's friend, not an ex this time because there is, apparently, still someone left that he didn't fuck. 3 years ago my son invited me to go on a pride march. Almost as a joke, I bought a t-shirt with "Free Dad Hugs" in huge letters on the front. I was amazed by how many took me up on the offer. Dozens. I'd guess at about 60. Some got emotional. I started the day in a party mood. By the end of it, I couldn't stop thinking about all the people who have to live without their father's love. I did it in 2018 and 2019. Same reaction. Looks like for 2020 the t-shirt stays in the wardrobe. It's bad enough that they have to tolerate the homophobia for the rest of the time, but their wedding should be a day off. Nobody comes unless they support you. And what is so difficult about explaining it to a 3-year-old? 2 people love each other and decide to get married. Simple. Anti-A. God made you and loves you. Nowhere in the Bible does it say being gay is wrong. When Leviticus was written, there was no word for gay, it has been translated from something closer to rape. Also, Leviticus forbids uncovering your fathers and uncles' nakedness. In the bit about incest, why would it do that if gay relations are forbidden in general? The Sodom and Gomorrah stuff was also about rape. A quick wiki search will show you the evidence. I wish people like your brother would just have a logical chat with the big dude upstairs instead of presuming to know what God wants for us. I also hope he can do this before the wedding so he can be there for you. Leviticus also says you can't wear mixed fabrics or eat bacon, but everyone wants to get up in arms about the homosexual part. So I'd be highly critical about that whole part. Agreed, Auntie. I chatted once with a very gay guy with PhD in Bible and theology. It's a pretty serious field where I live. He says that the Bible has no opinion on LGBTQ people, at all, and never actually says anything about them. The man shall not lie with another man verse is completely taken out of context. Context is everything in the Bible. Nothing is ever mentioned randomly. If this was about gay sex it would be listed along with the rest of sex-related offenses, but it isn't. Instead, it is listed under forbidden worships and rituals. Which means the action described in the verse is not just men having sex. There is another verse about man shall not wear women's items. Excuse me for the rough translation, I only know the phrasing in Hebrew. Even the canonical commentary states it's referring to dressing up in order to get into men-only/women-only spaces for sex work. And this is an 11th century commentary. Auntie, it's your wedding day and you get to decide who you want at your wedding. If they can't accept you for who you are, then they have no reason to want to go to your wedding. It's not your fault that they can't accept you either, unfortunately, it's just how they view the world. And that's their decision to continue viewing the world like that. Invite the people that love you for you and who are willing to support you through thick and thin. That's what true family, friendship is. Auntie, and if you are still in Florida, and need a new sister, brother-in-law, and carload of nephews and a niece, let me know. We would be more than happy to be family and show up for you. It sounds like religion got in the way of your brother's love. Damn, I wonder if people like this will regret it, 20, 30 years down the line, when their supernatural sky fairy offers them nothing except whatever he offers in their head, and meanwhile they lost their family. I am very sad for you, and I accept and love you. Auntie. Auntie, that was cruel of your brother to say and do. He's not being supportive of your joining, so there's no point in him being there. You and Scott have a wonderful wedding. Hey bro, we do love you and don't think you should be verbally abused for your sexuality. But when it comes down to it, we fundamentally believe that you deserve less rights than cis people. That's a big nope and an even bigger Auntie. When you look at the bare bones of it, marriage is primarily a legal agreement. It's a contract. To be a spouse is to have legal, medical and financial privileges. Moreover, it means that if needed, you can make decisions for your partner in these areas that supersedes the wishes of a sibling, child or parent. This legal agreement makes a bunch of things easier: mortgages, bank accounts, kids, holidays, medical issues, funerals and inheritance, for starters. Your brother is basically saying that he is A-okay with your life endlessly more difficult, while completely invalidating the love of your life. On top of this, your brother is so against your marriage, that he is shielding his kid from it. So while he is in the process of insulting you, he's teaching his toddler that some kinds of love are tolerable, and others are obscene. He should be teaching her that love is love. I'm really sorry that this happened to you. I'm sure you feel like shit and I don't blame you. I hope you can move on, and enjoy the process. Best of luck for your wedding, and I hope you and Scott have a wonderful, beautiful, memorable day. Auntie, I am so sorry. That's a major betrayal. That whole love the sinner, hate the sin thing used as a way of pushing an anti-LGBTQ+ agenda makes me very angry, and I'm so sorry it's happening in your own family. I'm very sorry your brother thinks he can keep your niece away from your so-called shocking wedding, but he still expects to be there. He just rescinded his own invitation. He doesn't deserve to be in your life if he is quietly imagining you burning in hell the whole time, much less to be at this beautiful celebration of your marriage to your husband. The fact that he told you don't worry, I'll advocate with Dad on your behalf is as shitty as it could possibly be. You must be reeling. I am glad your mother is supportive, and that you have lovely warm in-laws. I suspect your brother will go on keeping you from your niece, especially as she gets old enough to ask about Scott's role in your life. I'm very sad about that for her sake and yours. She will be brought up in an environment full of homophobic, rigid views, and that's a real shame. Maybe your mother will be a positive influence on her and challenge her parents' worldview. I hope your niece will find a way past those family views in time, and that your brother won't have contaminated that relationship completely. I wish you and Scott a very happy wedding day and a very happy life together. I imagine you will feel sadness on the day about the ones who aren't there with you, but I know your mother and your in-laws will be fantastic and will be beaming with love and pride. Thanks for listening so far. If story have update we will post here. Like and subscribe to our channel for upcoming stories.